Hey everyone. For today's topic, I want to do something slightly different from what I usually do and discuss how I love how the internet connects us. I mean, say what you will about the internet, there is a decent amount of bad on it, but that's mostly because there are a lot of people out there who haven't worked on themselves. And with that, they'll act out their insecurities and other really toxic and unhealthy behaviors, and especially doing so under the veil of anonymity, like the people who will talk crap about others on the internet and be really rude and passive aggressive and that sort of thing. The internet can make people act in ways that they would never act in person because they have that protection of anonymity. But that's not what I want to refer to in this video. What I want to talk about is just how amazing a tool the internet is for human connection, for bringing us together. Because it's still kind of mind-boggling to me how I'm able to make these videos and reach people all over the world, like literally all over the world. And I don't even have a huge following. So like, it's crazy that this happens even now. Like all of my pages are really small right now, but they still are impacting a lot of people all over the world. And it's really cool to see. And the thing that inspired me to even talk about this is, some of you may know if you watch, I can't even remember the last time I mentioned it, but some of my videos from the last week or so, I've talked about how one of you actually visited me here in Los Angeles. One of you took the time to travel from your home country, a very long distance away from Los Angeles, and you came here and we were able to meet in person, and it was a really cool experience for both of us. And that's amazing to me, how the internet allows us to make friends all over the world and then meet each other in person and create cool memories and have really intriguing conversations talking about almost anything and everything. And for the case of those of you who followed me for a long while, watching me in the videos only shows so much of like who I am. And just like me interacting with you guys via messages, I can only learn so much about you as well. So when we're able to meet up in person, both of us are able to learn more about each other and see what the other person is truly like. And that's a very special thing when you've known someone on the internet for a while, but you've never had that opportunity to meet them in person. So it's really cool to me how the internet creates that experience where you're able to have friends who you've never met. And now from doing these videos, I'd say I have a decent amount of friends that I've never met in person. It's really cool. Now, thankfully, I've met one of them in person, so that's really cool, because the person who actually ended up visiting me is someone I've known for over 2 years now. And this person has really grown to be a close friend of mine, even to the point where I think about this person when I mention my friends in videos and I talk about like my close friends. I would even think of this person, even though I hadn't even met them until Saturday, this past Saturday. That was my first time meeting them in person. But before then, they were a close friend of mine, and we would talk every week, usually via Instagram messages. But it's really cool how the internet allows us to do that. So I just wanted to discuss this because I know there is a lot of, there's good and bad in everything, right? Like the world is very gray for the most part. That's why I try not to talk in absolutes and try not to say things are all black or all white, because it's not true. Everything is gray. Like even with this friend last night, we met up for this person's last night here. They actually flew out of Los Angeles this morning, and we were talking about Andrew Tate. Probably not the best example, but we were talking about how Andrew Tate, for as polarizing a guy as he is, he actually does say some things that are useful. Like he's got good and bad aspects of what he talks about. And I was using that to mention how that's true of so many things in life. Things are gray. Like Andrew Tate may say a whole lot of unhelpful things that can steer men in the wrong direction, but he also can share advice that is actually very beneficial and useful for men. The only problem is he's probably profiting off of the being controversial, so he's probably saying a lot of things he knows aren't exactly the best thing to put out there, but he knows they get views and that means money for him. So yeah, I'd say he's in it for the money. So who knows what he truly believes. But my whole point there, he is gray. Even someone like him, good and bad things. It's not all bad and it's not all good. It's gray. So yeah, it's really cool how the internet allows us to just have those conversations and discuss almost anything. Like last night, and having multiple intriguing conversations with this friend, I wish like I was recording the whole time, because there's so many topics that I enjoy talking about, but they're somewhat difficult to broach when it's just me talking to my phone like I do. It's difficult to have that, to be in the moment, and for those conversations to even come up. So there's so many things I still want to discuss. It's just tricky to do so without having someone else there to kind of make the conversation go more in depth and that sort of thing. But yeah, I just want to talk about this because it's so fascinating to me how we're all connected here. So yeah, I really wish I had a lot more time to facilitate a lot more friendships online. But there is going to be some point where I'm sure, like further down the road, when my pages grow a lot, where I won't be able to give as much time to everyone. And that is kind of a disappointing thought. But for now, it's not the case. So definitely take advantage of that for now, because further down the road, yeah, it may be quite a lot more difficult, especially when I am able to finally turn this into a business like I've been wanting to do for a really long time. So yeah, that's I guess all I really wanted to talk about in this video. There's no real point here besides, I don't know, a perspective for viewing the internet, and how even though, yeah, there is bad, there's a lot of good with it too. It's a very gray thing, like so many other aspects in life. And yeah, why not find ways to capitalize on the good aspects of it, the way that it can connect us even when we live thousands of miles apart from each other. But then once those friendships have built up enough, you can have the courage to fly out and meet someone new in a completely different culture and country, and experience all the things they experienced growing up. Well, maybe not all of them, but a lot of them. You'll get to see a better view of somebody else's experience as a human being, and why they are the way they are, and what shaped them. And that's a really cool thing, a very unique experience. So there you go. The internet allows that to happen, and that's pretty darn special. So there you go. That's all I wanted to talk about. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like content like this, be sure to subscribe for more. Otherwise, the easiest way you can help me out is just throw a like and a comment on the video for the algorithm, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Arrivederci.